Many believers think that Jesus landed on earth knowing that he was the Son of God. No, Jesus landed on earth as a blank slate, as a baby. He was informed about who he was by his mother and by the knowledge of the word. He had to grow in knowledge till he arrived at accept. I am he that was spoken of. And because I am he that the prophet spoke about, and the prophet told us clearly this must be the Son of God, then I am the Son of God. So Jesus rose up into knowing who he was in God by being instructed. There's no other way you will know who you are in God except if you sit with your scriptures. That's why you must sit with your shepherds and your scriptures. Jesus sat with his mother and with scriptures. So Jesus discovered he was Jesus by studying the Bible. You must be a fool to think that you will discover yourself without studying scriptures.
And those of you that are ministers, don't wreck what God has given us to do by the way you look. Make it obvious. Somebody wrote me a text and said, Baba, we have not eaten since morning. Please do something. So I replied him. I said, that's not the sound of faith. Faith does not announce its problems. Because he will tell me he's living by faith because he's asking me since I am his pastor. No. I've never taken an offering from my fathers. It's not possible. It's difficult. I can't go and preach for my father. Then he will say, you people give me. It has not happened. They don't even see me. The few that have managed to, even my transport costs, they swallow up what they give. Your father is not where you go to be rich. He's invested in your life. I'm talking about spiritual fatherhood. Although, albeit, I must tell you, most of us don't even know what is a spiritual father. In the natural, you give birth to children. In the spiritual, it's not the same. In the spiritual, because you got born again and my hand doesn't mean I'm your spiritual father. No, in the spiritual, children don't need fathers. They will kill you. Because just when you are resting, they will poop. Just when you are relaxing, they will wee into your food. Do you understand what I'm saying? So children do what to fathers? They kill them. Or the fathers will end up killing you because they are frustrated and tired of you. So in the spiritual, only sons recognize fathers. Until you mature and become a son, you don't need a spiritual father. You are just looking for somebody you will kill. So don't kill any more fathers. Stay on your own. So, come, Pastor, sorry. I don't know your name, but I just love you, sir. Turn around, let's face the people. Do we look alike? In height? In dress? Do I have that many buttons? So do we resemble? If we are the same army, wouldn't it be an aberration? That's it. But when you find a man dressed like you, with his beard like yours, he's using the same weapons that you are using. He's fighting the same enemies you are fighting. That affinity can give you a reason to begin to think, this might be my family. Thank you, sir. Do you understand me? Timothy cannot be Paul's son unless they are fighting the same battles, dressed in the same uniform, using bows and arrows together. Not that I'm using bow and arrow, you are using pistol. No, they don't work. My range with my bow and arrow is nothing close to your pistol. So you need to be a son first. That's why when Jesus came out of the river, he didn't go looking for a father. Father is not a connection. You don't need a connection when God calls you. He apprehends you. That's what he told me. The reason for which I apprehended you. That means I arrested you. I captured you. And I was thinking that I gave him my life. I didn't. He told Paul, you didn't give me your life. I was goading you. And you can't kick against the goats forever. If not, you kill yourselves. Stop fighting me. Do you understand that? Saul didn't know him, but they engaged in a discussion. How? Saul saw Stephen die, and he heard Stephen say, Lord. Lord means daddy. You know him as Father, but by the time you call him Lord, you have installed him as your master. So you call him Daddy, Baba, Abba. Are you following me? Stephen was calling him fondly. Adonai, Daddy. He was using informal language for what he considered in his mind a formal representation of God. No Jew calls him Abba. Abba means the one I can pull his beard, climb your neck, match you, and you'll be tender with me still. No Jew understand that. Jews don't understand it. Religious people don't. Muslims don't even know that. When you call him Daddy, they kill you out of anger because your relationship is superior to theirs. So Stephen said, into your hands I commit my spirit. Excuse me. If your father is the one catching you, do you have any iota of fear? So Stephen heard it for the first time. And he looked at the ceiling, just saw sky. But Stephen was looking at somebody. Stephen said, I see him standing with his arms open to receive me. And Paul knew, no, there's a transaction going on here. So that was what was beating in his heart when he got to Damascus. Immediately they slapped him and his beast down. He said, Lord, who art thou? Is that not what he said? And Jesus confirmed, it is I, Jesus, whom you are persecuting. So what you saw with Stephen, that you are looking for or inquiring about, has happened to you. I apprehended you. It's apprehension. I didn't come to those who are so comfortable with what they know, the Christ they know, that they are not hungry. I know what it is like to go late and your mom will beat you or your dad will slap you or they will scold you. Excuse me, it is not a crime for your parents to scold you for coming late from church. In fact, it's good instruction. If they slap you, thank them and go inside and continue your prayer. Because you have just learned how to make what could have taken your gift for familiar. Do you understand me? You have just learned to produce power that will overwhelm the familiar. Peter said, don't run. He didn't say don't run. He didn't say run away from criticism. He said be in readiness to give an answer for the faith which you have. When I was drinking in beer parlors, I returned home 3 a.m. You stand and be abusing me. I didn't even hear what you are saying. Just clear off, give me way, let me go into my father's house. Now I'm a Christian and I go to church and you're upset. They said to you, Chris Delvan is passing. You need to tell your dad, sir, I'm sorry, you can beat me, but this kind of man doesn't pass through our town every day. Yes, sir. That's the truth. Jesus must need pass through Samaria. So the woman forgot her thirst for water, forgot her pot, and changed her mission. Now she was looking for water to quench her thirst for 1 week. Then she will come back again. But now suddenly she saw another water to drink. All the men of the city and the entire world. So she left the pot. She left her quest for water and brought the city of men. When Jesus was done with them, the men told him and told her, half the story wasn't told by you. But what you said was true. But what we have found is more than what you said. Look at how safe and secure you are. How many people in your genre have connections? Most people are loose cannons. Run away from them. Find out from a man, who is your father? Who are your friends? Who are the people you relate with? When you hear a man say, you don't really need a mentor, you don't really need... God raised me sovereignly. Excuse me, escape. Because they are going to come and deal with you sovereignly. According to the leading of the Lord. Do you understand me? And I'm not joking. I'm giving you instructions. I told you, the Lord showed me. The next season, you will begin to hear is about nations, the general, and specifics. in your life. He will show you specific things to do and general things to do. And he will teach you how to bring a balance between the two, the specific and the general.